Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about volleyball photography and some of the things that I have found that work for me over the past couple years of covering college volleyball for my local college. It's always a struggle trying to figure out where the best spot to sit is. And in all sports, you're always trying to move around and find the best angle. And over the past 3 years, I feel like I've finally found a couple angles that always work for me. So I'm just going to go through those. First off, I'm going to talk about some settings that work for me. This is going to change depending on your venue. But what I usually stick with on my Canon R6 and a f2.8 lens is I usually stick around 1/800th of a second, and if I can get away with 1/1000th I will, but 1/800th is about where I'm usually sitting. And then f2.8, if I could go 1.8 on like a prime, back when I had the 85 millimeter prime, it was a 1.8. I would shoot at 1.8. But as of late, I don't have that lens anymore, so I stick with the 300 and the 70-200 for the most part. And with that said, and being at 1/800th of a second, I'm usually at ISO 5000, and that's still slightly coming in underexposed, but I know that in Lightroom I can bring that back because I'm shooting raw. Now that I've hit settings, I'm gonna go and talk about the angles that I find that work best for me, and that's typically shooting up and down into the court. So luckily our gymnasium has a higher platform on one side of the court, and then a staircase that allows me to be a little bit lower than the high platform, but it is further back behind the baseline. But with the 300, I'm able to shoot a little further back and get the angle that I want for any blocking shots at the net or any spikes over the net from the other side as well. Now, I found out recently, because I haven't done this in a while with the 70-200, I typically last year used a 300 or the 85 prime. The 70-200 from the top platform, which gives me a view straight on with the court to see left to right, I'm able to shoot straight down at the net at 200 millimeters and be able to also get any digs or sets from up there. So shooting with the 70-200, which is a lot lighter than the 300, which comes in handy because I don't like using the monopod in the gym. But with the 70-200, I can shoot from the top platform and shoot down. A couple more angles that I like to shoot at is on the court. I try to sit on the court right in line with the net or a little towards our side of the court, so I can see when they're going up for a spike or a set and I'm shooting up at them. But I like to eliminate any empty space of our walls or anything in our gym. So that's why I typically shoot from above. But as of recently, I've been trying to move around, get some variety within the 3 matches or the 3 games that are going on. So as of recently, the 70-200 has came in handy down there, and as well as the 24-70. 24-70 allows me to get some wider shots, and I can jump over to the bench when they do a huddle and capture that as well. I would say another big struggle for me is figuring out what autofocus mode works best. As of recently, I've been using the face detection, and that seems to work pretty much all the time when I need it, but sometimes it gets caught up on the net, and so I'll go to single point to shoot if I'm shooting kind of past the net to a spiker. Sometimes it would just grab the net or it would just miss when I was hunting. But that's more common with the 300 because the 300 is an adapted lens and the autofocus is just slightly slower adapting lenses on the R6. So just last week, I also found a different angle that I wanted to shoot at, and that's almost where the head coach is kind of sitting. It's basically straight on line with where we're playing at, where our player's at. And it allows me to shoot at the 24-70 and see basically all the action and shoot a little wider and just kind of crop a little bit in post or just zoom in a little bit with the 24-70. And that allows me to see a little more action between the players. So if someone's setting, you will see the spiker I'm not sure if that's the proper name, but the person that's going to go up for the spike off the set, you'll see them kind of running behind or in front. So it allows you to see a little more action of what's going on with a bump set and spike situation. So I've been shooting a little more head on with our side of the court, or from kind of like where the press or the scoreboard runner is. So I'm kind of like right there in their face, and just kind of zoom it a little bit with the 24-70. And I've really enjoyed that angle. It allows me to capture the lower end of the crowd as well, and kind of be right eye level with all of the players right there. So it allows more action to be in the photo instead of being so tight and on one player that's about to bump set or spike the ball or go for a dig. So those are just a few things that I've found that work for me. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, put those down in the comments down below. I'd also appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.